After World War II, the United States was afraid that communism would spread to other democratic countries that have been devastated by the war, especially Western Europe. This fear fueled the desire for containment, thus resulting in programs such as the Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan that tried to stop the spread of communism. The Truman Doctrine was a request to Congress by President Harry Truman asking for $400 million of military and economic assistance to Greece and Turkey. This was part of the United States foreign policy to provide aid through any means possible to countries under the threat of communism. Aid was given especially to Greece and Turkey as they were both in financial and political crisis. In Greece, there was a civil war between the government and the Greek Communist Party while Turkey was falling apart politically. This left both countries open to being taken over by communist parties and the Soviet Union. It was believed that if Greece fell to communism, Turkey would fall too, and then the Middle East and India would be subject to communism. This idea that if one country fell, others would follow was known as the domino theory.
The Truman Doctrine led to both Greece and Turkey joining NATO, making it so that if the USSR attacked Greece and Turkey, the Soviet Union would be subject to a counterattack from other member countries in NATO. The Iron Curtain between the Soviet Union and its satellites and Western Europe was solidified, and the United States upheld its policy of containment. Initially known as the European Recovery Program, the Marshall Plan, named after the Secretary of State of the time, George Marshall, was another plan, like the Truman Doctrine, that was aimed at staving off communism through economic aid. Western Europe was war-torn and economically devastated after World War II, making it open to Soviet expansionism and communist ideals. The Marshall Plan, signed by President Truman, was designed to restore and reinvigorate Europe's industrial production through the means of direct grants and loans. Over $13 billion was put into Western Europe in a period of 4 years by the aid of the specially created bureau, the Economic Cooperation Administration. The chemical, steel, and engineering industries grew in Western Europe thanks to the money provided through this plan.
The Marshall Plan was originally offered to all European nations. However, the Soviet Union disapproved of the plan as it viewed the United States as trying to intervene in other countries' affairs and had its satellites back out. Another purpose of the plan was for the U.S. to build a stronger foundation of American allies in Europe. The Marshall Plan also greatly benefited the United States. It stimulated the U.S. economy by providing a market for its goods, created reliable trading partners for the U.S., and created Western Europe as a site for American investments. Western Europe became highly capitalist, and stable democratic governments were able to grow. The Truman Doctrine and the Marshall Plan were both implemented by the United States to save Europe and to save itself from communism through containment by policies that followed the ideology of the domino theory. By strengthening Greece, Turkey, and Western Europe's economies, the United States was able to check the expansion of communism.